What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman, the third of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning into the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over the social sphere at GBP Daily. Shoot me a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit me up in the DMs. I am always available to talk Packers anytime, any day. Today is Wednesday, August 27th. Hope you guys are having a great week thus far, as I am. A bunch to go over today, including cut down day yesterday. Had a pretty unsurprising day of cuts as the Packers trimmed their roster from 90 guys down to 53. Along with that, as you can see in the chat, is blowing up. There's been an insane amount of rumors, speculation, hype, if you will, surrounding Micah Parsons to the Packers. The most bizarre lengths I've seen to this situation is somebody posted on Twitter a private jet route that was leaving Green Bay this morning, and its destination was Dallas. So I do applaud the investigation work here, and although it probably means nothing, we can at least get our hopes up for a little while here until Jerry Jones comes to his senses, which I think he should, and pays Micah his money. It is interesting nonetheless, the amount of talk that there is from guys like Andy Herman, Easton Butler, and others saying that there is some real connections between the Packers and the Cowboys about a potential trade. So until we hear more, we will leave the speculation to the masses. I'd love to see Micah Parsons on the Packers. You're probably looking at 3 first-round picks. You've got to turn around and sign him to obviously a massive contract on the back end of that. And, yeah, it seems like a lot for one player. But we shall see if anything does come to fruition. I would bet that probably not. But it's fun to hope, right? Let's get into some cut down day action. The only ones that were notable to me were Isaiah Simmons, Kalen King, and Christian Welch. Simmons, although he didn't have the best preseason, I thought might have still had a chance to make the roster, but turns out his preseason tape just was not good enough. He looked like he was lost most of the time, especially defending the pass. I know before the last game he gave up like 10 catches, had 3 missed tackles. He didn't have a defensive stop, which means preventing the offensive player or forcing a failure by the offense. So wasn't coming up with any big time plays. So yep, Isaiah Simmons got released yesterday. Former number 8 overall draft pick, and that was the Packers were his third team. So we'll see where he lands next. Best of luck to him moving forward. Kalen King was a small surprise, I will say, but from what I've gathered from the experts, the Packers prioritized outside corner over slot corner, which is where King was playing primarily. Perhaps that is suggesting that Nate Hobbs is close to being ready after the surgery he had on his meniscus about 2 weeks ago or so. Hopefully Nate Hobbs will be ready for week 1 against the Lions. As for Christian Welch, I thought he had a great preseason as he did last year when he didn't make the team. Yeah, and he got released yesterday. But I've heard others say there are plenty of Christian Welches out there that if they do need to sign a Christian Welch type player in a pinch, they won't have any trouble finding someone like him. So tough to see. Wisconsin guy, he's done well in the preseason the last 2 years, just hasn't been able to crack the 53 for 2 years now going with the Packers. Everything else was pretty status quo. No Josh Sitton type surprises. And yeah, with the final 53, I'm not going to say final 53 because the roster is always churning, right? The back end's always getting changed. You can always trade for a guy. You can always release somebody. So I won't call it the final 53, but we finally have a good look at what we'll be working with this season. So there may be some moves made over the next few days that could change a few things here or there. Something like the possibility of releasing Malik Heath for a wide receiver with punt return experience, things of that nature. And with Mecole Hardman getting waived yesterday, I honestly don't know who's going to be back there to return punts. So that'll be something to keep an eye on as we get closer to week 1. All right. Enough rambling here. Let's get into the comment section. As we always do, bunch of folks chatting it up already, most of it Micah Parsons related. And as I always say, always appreciate you guys for hopping on with me to talk some Packers every single weekday and game day. If you aren't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. And if you want to give me a call on the Nicolet hotline, you go ahead and do that. Rob Westerman, GBP Daily. Who am I talking to? Sorry, could you say that one more time, please?
Yeah, this is Justin.
Justin, what's going on, my man? What do you got for me?
I'm just, sitting here listening to the show. Obviously all the smoke with Parsons going on, and then John Kuhn trolling us last night. That was quite the little adventure, and everybody in shambles. But, kind of to turn away from the Parsons thing, I want to talk about Mecole Hardman. I mean, what do you think about him coming back after he clears waivers and then he's still our week 1 returner? I think a lot of people are kind of canceling him out, but I think he's going to be back after they do some roster adjustments.
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't really thought about that possibility. I definitely wouldn't mind it, as I was just saying. Yeah, we don't have anybody on the roster. I mean, we have some guys that can return some punts for sure, but not necessarily anybody that I'd be comfortable with. I don't know if you're in the same boat.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, me too. You want somebody to kind of come back there and do something. I could also see Keyshawn Nixon going back there again too if they can't find somebody.
Yeah,
whether or not he likes that or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Push comes to shove, I could see Keyshawn back there. I just think with Keyshawn already returning kicks, if that will be the case this year, and then being cornerback 1 to some people, I wonder if they want to put him on all that type of stuff. I also wonder, if Mecole Hardman does clear waivers, if they do end up bringing him back, it'll be something interesting to monitor over the next week or so to see who will be back there.
Yeah, I mean, nonetheless, we're excited to watch some football, right? I think a lot be on our edge rushers with LDN, and I think when Gutekunst comes out today and maybe talks, he's going to get bombarded with those parts of questions. But I mean, I'm sure they've made a call to check in, as well as probably 31 other teams in the league. Yep. But I think they're ready to roll with Lucas Van Ness, and then Brenton Cox had a good preseason. I just don't see them giving up that much draft capital. I mean, it's fun to speculate, but rumors are there for a reason. It's interesting with that Ricky Scoops guy coming on and kind of putting that when he's nailed a few there, but I just don't see Green Bay doing something like that as fun as it would be.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's a lot to ask for probably 3 first-round picks. Then you got to turn around and pay him. And I think, like you said, the Brian Gutekunst presser this afternoon will probably shut down most of that speculation. I'm sure, like you said, he's going to come out and say, yeah, we're ready to roll with the guys we got. We made a call, or, we're always in on every call type of question. That's kind of where I'm at, and kind of sounds like where you're at.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's Green Bay. We've been, we know how they roll for the last few years. I mean, it'd be cool. I just don't see them giving up that many first round picks, but it'd be fun. I'm excited for the season. I think it's going to be, our schedule's a gauntlet. I think Detroit has a really tough schedule too. A lot of the good teams that they play them, away.
Yep.
So I think that gives us a leg up, but, it should be a fun time. I'm excited. I appreciate the content you put out, like listening to you talk. You put out good stuff, and, enjoy it.
I appreciate that, my man. Thank you for the kind words. Have yourself a great rest of your Wednesday, my man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go, my man.
Yeah, see ya.
Shout out to Justin hopping on the Nicolet Law hotline. Appreciate you. What else we got rolling on in the chat here? Raymond. Any worries about guys not being ready for week 1? Raymond, I'm not quite there yet. Now, if they start missing practice come next week as we go into week 1, then I think we can probably start to get concerned. Right now, Nate Hobbs, Xavier McKinney, Aaron Banks, Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, they've all missed some time. Xavier McKinney did get back to practice and did some individual stuff, so I'm not too concerned about him. I think he'll be ready to go for the Lions. Mostly Jaden Reed and Nate Hobbs. Jaden Reed had a sprained foot, and he's missed the last few weeks, and Nate Hobbs had surgery on his knee. So hopefully over the next week or so, we'll get some positive updates on most, if not all of those guys. So, Raymond, thank you for the question. Appreciate you. Lisa, any games on the schedule for you and the fam this year? Lisa, I was planning on going to the home opener against the Lions. I thought that would have been a lot of fun. We actually ended up going up to training camp for about a couple of weeks back, and then we went over to Indianapolis to watch the joint practice on Thursday. Then we went to a Fever game on Friday, and then we did the preseason game between the Packers and the Colts on Saturday. So that kind of pushed back our plans. We've been, if there's such thing, doing a little too much Packer stuff in the month of August. So instead of turning right back around going to week 1, we'll probably wait until, I don't know, maybe the Bengals game, maybe the Panthers game. We will see. But, yeah, we'll get up there at least once or probably twice. But, nothing on the books so far. We typically kind of just wait and see, and whatever works best for our schedule, then we kind of attack it. So thank you, Lisa, for hopping in. Mason, are we actually getting Micah Parsons? Well, Mason, if I had to bet any sort of money or whatnot, I would say no. That's for sure. But the rumblings about it over the last 24 hours is indeed interesting. It all started with the popular dog account that has been pretty spot on with their NFL-related breaking news recently. And then we had John Kuhn chiming in. Kay Adams seemed like she was chiming in. Everything has kind of blown up all over speculation. And I think once we hear, like I said earlier with Justin, from Brian Gutekunst this afternoon, I'm sure he'll shoot it down. So, but for now, the rumors are flowing pretty good, and we can all hope, right? We can all hope. That's the fun of being a fan. So, Ross, thoughts on the Vikings signing Adam Thielen? Well, I will give Thielen his flowers. When he was with the Vikings the first time around, it seemed like he was always toasting us. That video or the play of him, catching that goal line touchdown against Jair Alexander, I think that was the game where we tied, the 29-29 tie back in, 2018 maybe? Seems like forever ago. But it seems like he's always toasting us. But now he's 35. He missed some time last year due to injury. And it seems like he's kind of a shell of his former self. So the Vikings also sent over a 4th rounder within the package that they sent for him, which, hey, as a Packer fan, I like that. A 4th rounder for a 1-year rental wide receiver who is 35 years old. Hopefully they can keep making those kinds of trades, because personally, I don't think it was that smart, but considering their wide receiver room, they need a lot of help. They needed to add somebody. So Adam Thielen making a little homecoming, going back to the Vikings. Truthfully, though, I do think he'll probably plug right back in, no problem, and will do good this year if he stays healthy. So regardless, if our DBs can't cover a 35-year-old wide receiver, then, yeah, we've got some bigger issues ourselves. So thank you, Ross, for the question. What else we got? Parsons could return punts. He's going to have to do everything with the amount of money he's going to be getting. That is for sure. No update on Parsons outside of a bunch of rumors. What's Reed's new number going to be? Tyson, I think Reed's going to stay at 11. I don't think he's changing anything. But with McCole Hardman released, he was number 6. I would like to see Malik Willis go back to his old 6. And then Matthew Golden could switch to 2. But I personally don't have any issue with the 22 number. I know a lot of folks don't care for it. But like I've always said before, when he's catching bombs from Jordan, scoring touchdowns, doing good, the number is the last thing to worry about. So thank you, Tyson. Appreciate you hopping on. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you again for tuning in. Always, always, always love talking Packers. Hit me up on social media at GBP Daily. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Any sort of interaction helps myself and helps the page. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. Have yourself a great Tuesday, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you.